What's up, class? Hope you're doing well. Sadly, Miss Goodman's iPad went kaput, so I'm going to make a video of me showing you your lesson for today. Today, we're going to be talking about two things that I notice a lot of people are getting confused about with finding the circumference of partial circles and compound shapes. So these are the two things that I've noticed people get confused about. The number one thing, some people are getting radius and diameter of partial circles confused. I'll explain why in a second. Second, people are getting confused about perimeter when all sides are not given. Okay, so we're going to start with the first thing. We're going to focus on the difference between radius and diameter in partial circles. So as you know, in a regular circle, the diameter is all the way across, okay? And then the radius, everybody, is halfway. So like if this was the diameter, let's say the radius could be like this, any point from the center to there. Okay, so it's halfway. The radius is always exactly half of the diameter. So if this diameter is 30 across, what would the radius be? 15, because that's half of 30. What if the diameter was 100 across? What would the radius be? 50. Yes, you got it, because that's half. However, what if they gave you just the radius? And then they said the radius was 20. What's the diameter going to be? 40. Okay, because radius is half of the diameter. So all the way across would be 40. Okay, now, what if they said the radius was 2? What's the diameter? 4, right, okay. So just remember that. The diameter is all the way across. The radius is exactly halfway across, all right? Now, another part of this that you need to understand, in some of your problems, you are given partial circles. So here, you've been given a quarter circle and it has this number 5. This 5 is the radius, not the diameter. A lot of people are seeing this and they're like, oh, it's all the way across. So that must be the diameter. It's still the radius, because you're going to still imagine as if we had a whole circle. And if we had a whole circle, this line would be just halfway across. So we still consider this to be the radius. Okay, so that's a very important thing to know. A lot of people are missing exit ticket problems because of that. Whole class, is this the radius or the diameter? 3, 2, 1. Radius. Okay, it's just the radius, because you have to imagine the whole circle there. If it was the whole circle, you'd see that it's just the radius. Okay, now, second example. Example 2. This is a semicircle, which is just a half circle. Make sure you still remember, if it goes all the way across the circle, like the entire, like a real whole circle, not just a piece of it. If it goes across the entire circle, it's the diameter. If it's just halfway across, it's the radius, just like this. Okay, that's the main thing I wanted y'all to understand from that thing. Now let's go back to the second thing that people have been getting confused about. Perimeter when all sides aren't given. Okay? So, sometimes you'll be given a compound shape. Let's say this is our shape. Okay? And let's say we're just trying to find the perimeter of that shape. Let's say this is 10. And this is 4, okay? And this is, I don't know. Let's see. This is going to be 8, okay? And this is 5. Okay, so let's say we have this shape, okay? Some of you have just been adding up, and I even made this mistake myself on the answer key on accident. Whenever you don't have a side, you still need to figure out what it is and add it. Some of you have been going, oh, perimeter, 4 plus 8 plus 10 plus 5. I'm done. No, You still need to figure out what this missing one is. So for this one, how would we find what the missing side is? That's supposed to be a question mark. How do we find it? Well, you have to use your reasoning. So in this case, if you see that this is 10 long, oopsie, that's 10. And this is 4. And this across is an equal length. Let me see that again. This is equal to this. How can you use that 10 and that 4 to find that missing piece? Well, you go 10 minus 4, which is 6, and that ends up being your missing spot. Because 6 plus 4 is 10. So this is now equal to 10, and this is now equal to 10. Okay? So those are just a couple of things I've been noticing have been happening. Third tip, please remember this tip. When you do your exit ticket, have your practice problems pulled up. Why is that? So that you can see the formulas, okay? The formulas, if you don't have them written down on a Post-it, please write them down, okay? For circumference of a regular circle is pi times diameter. Sometimes the problems just give you the radius, but you need to find the whole diameter, okay? Now, for example, if you're given a problem like this, and let's say this is the same, this is 4, is that the diameter? No, that's the radius. So you need to multiply that by 2. 4 times 2 is 8. And that would be the entire diameter, okay? So that's what you need to use in these formulas. Next, for a semicircle, it's the same thing. Pi times diameter divided by 2, because it's a half circle, okay? Now, a quadrant, a quarter circle. Tried my best to draw that. It's the same thing, pi times diameter, but divided by 4, because it's a fourth of a circle. Main thing I'm seeing is people are getting confused about the diameter, what the diameter is. Remember, diameter is the entire distance across a circle. The entire distance. So if on this circle, they just give you this, that's the radius. If you had the rest of that circle there, that was only halfway across. Okay? So that is what I hope you learned from this video. Good luck with your practice problems. If you need help, email your teachers and set up a tutoring session. Bye.